So that's the only way I could think to get my own story told is for me to tell it.
Alright, what it do, y'all? This KG, the fine tattoo artist. If y'all need some tattoos, hit me up, tatted_by_KG96. And I'm tapping in with Hidden Jewels Magazine. You know it.
Welcome to Hidden Jewels Magazine. I'm Michelle, and today we have
KG, or better known by Marcel.
and he is a tattoo artist from LA. So go ahead and explain to them what got you into doing tattoos.
I've always been drawing my whole life. I stopped drawing probably like my ending of middle school, and then I started doing it again, more like graffiti art in ninth grade. And then in 10th grade, I started doing more cartoon work. And once I got to 11th grade, people was like, "Hey man, look like you do tattoos." I was like, "Yeah." So I was like, "All right." So I just invested into my little first kit. It was like $65.
Oh, that's not bad.
I never looked back from there.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much just like you just going with it.
Just going with it, going with the flow. And at the time, I was taking care of my mom, so I just needed the extra income, and that just worked out for me.
So how you like it as, cause you're pursuing it now?
I love it. I really want to take this somewhere. I really want to make this my career, not just a hobby or a business. It's gonna be my career for it eventually.
What you do soon? Pretty soon.
Yeah.
How does it feel like tattooing in somebody's skin?
I ain't gonna lie to you. When I first started, it was real scary. I used to be nervous because I taught myself how to do everything. Nobody taught me anything. I probably had like a little bit of help a little bit later on in my life from my cousin Demar.
Okay, he do tattoos?
He do tattoos too. He did my first tattoo. He did just about all my tattoos besides the ones I did on myself.
Shout out to the cousin.
Yeah, so that I just never looked back. That's something I just kept looking into. It kept me calm, kept me in a cool place, kept me out of trouble.
Oh, okay.
Actually kept me back on track because I started to fall off of school my 11th grade year, and it was like, fuck it, I don't even want to go back to school.
Yeah.
That's when my mom started going there downhill, and it's like it kept me uplifted and kept me going.
Good.
So that's why I keep it in my little book.
It was an outlet for you.
Yeah.
Have you ever messed up on yourself with a tattoo?
I messed up. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's been times I actually messed up on a customer too.
Oh yeah. So how did you work around that?
Luckily it was somebody that I didn't charge her for it, so she wasn't really tripping.
Yeah.
And we was actually both kind of high that same day, so we really didn't find out till the next day.
Are you serious?
The only thing that was messed up, it was a money bag. And at the time, I really didn't know how to put it on the stencil, so I'm still doing it a certain way. And when I put it on there, the money sign was actually backwards.
Oh, okay.
So she wasn't really tripping, but we just went through it. I try to keep it careful. I just study a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I do still have my little slip ups here and there, but I'm able to fix them.
Okay, that's
because I know what I'm doing now.
Yeah, it's a forever learning process.
Right.
So how would you say because every artist has their own particular style. What's your type of style?
Right now, I'm still trying to explore that.
Okay.
I don't have a particular style. I'm still open-minded to do anything. I actually kind of love doing anime or anything that somebody tells me they want this, but they want to create it in their own style.
Oh, for real?
I want to be more of a creative tattoo artist. I want to try to build that, and I actually love to do cover-ups.
You do?
I kind of find that interesting, trying to cover something else up that's already been there. It makes it a little bit more difficult, but it actually helps me out in the long run because it actually focuses on line work, shading, and how to make something disappear and make that focal point something else.
I like that. So you say you study, so is it books for it or?
It's books and stuff for it. I started to go to a school, but I felt that was a waste of time because I'm just paying them to teach me something I'm doing on my own.
Exactly.
And just to hear them out. I can just do that on my own by exploring and going to other people, actually do tattoos. Like person that did your tattoo, I reached out to him one time.
Oh, for real, Pancho?
Yeah, and then I'm actually still going to try to get a tattoo from him. I want to get my neck tatted from him.
Yeah, he dope.
Yeah, he gave me a cool little price and everything. I just got to wait up and everything for it. But it's different ways to learn up on it. But I feel that the best way to learn is always hands-on.
I agree. I definitely agree. Self-education has to be the most, not influential, but the most, I just gotta say the best way to go. Because, you can sit in the classroom all day. That's someone's perspective that you're learning, as opposed to getting your own perspective and making it your own. Making it your own experience. You doing it to somebody else.
And the crazy part is, when you go to a tattoo shop and you tell them, hey, I went to tattoo school. You think you can, I got my certificate and everything for it. Hey, can you hire me? They be like, no, what you mean? they actually despite people that go to school for tattooing because they feel that it's not part of the original way to tattoo. You gotta actually learn it inside the tattoo shop. Now, tattoo shops go about it a little bit differently. They have apprenticeships. And apprenticeships, you basically gotta kind of earn your way to doing tattoos. So, like maybe your first 2 years, you're not even touching a machine yet. You're mostly doing artwork, or you clean up after the person that's tattooing for you. So it's kind of like a janitorial work, but a lot of people like it. A lot of people like it. A lot of people don't. It's just all depending on how much effort you can put into it and what else you got going on inside your own life. Because once you're older, you do have other things that you have to tend to and take care of. And a lot of people understand that, so that's why a lot of people go their own way in doing it. You know, I just started early, and I just never really reached out to anybody. And actually, I'm glad that I did it on my own because I know what I'm doing, and even though I need more help as far as learning other new things that I don't know, but I just felt learning on my own was better because I didn't have to deal with anybody. You know, I could just focus on myself and not anybody else.
Yeah, you got that ear in the background, like, nah, don't do it this way.
Right.
Well, what if I want to do it this way? What if the person told me? They always have.
They want you to do it their own way when you can do it your own way, actually.
Exactly. So you prefer, being on your own as opposed to a shop?
I do prefer being on my own. Now, I do eventually want to get my own shop and have my own people in there, like a good clientele base, and then also a good employee base, because you don't want to just have anybody in your shop.
You definitely
You
don't.
want to make sure you have a strong team and everything for that, because you can have somebody random in there and they just do you dirty. They could
That's true. take
all your money, take all your equipment, have you robbed. Anything can happen nowadays, you know. This is a new world.
That is very true. So how would you say, building up for your shop, and you working too, right?
I work a full-time job.
Oh, shoot, go ahead.
I actually, I had a couple of different jobs, but I've always been in the same industry, which is automotive.
Oh, for real? So you know how to work on cars?
Not working on cars, but I'm more into car parts, so I can get you car parts. Pretty cool.
So you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I work at AutoZone. That was actually my first job in 2014.
For real?
I left there, became a manager at Pet Boys. I did a couple of other things.
Cool.
I went out a BMW dealership.
Really?
Yeah, and I actually just left there and went back to AutoZone, and I'm kind of happy that I did because I already had 2 promotions within the first year.
Oh, that's a blessing.
Yeah, so right now I'm like assistant store manager. So
shoot, you better let experience you got.
So yeah, I'm actually in a good position where I'm at with AutoZone, but that kind of takes away from my actual thing I really want to do, which is tattooing.
So how do you balance that time with what you want to do and then working?
To be honest, there's no days off for me.
Yeah.
I go 9 to 5. Well, not even 9 to 5. I have a random set schedule, so
really?
It changes weekly, and I just gotta go based off their schedule. But I kind of work around it. People that want to get tattoos, sometimes they work with it, sometimes they don't. It all depends on their schedule also. But I do manage around it, and I make it happen. Sometimes I work 7 days a week. Sometimes I may work 5 days a week, but I make it happen.
Yeah, you got to. You definitely have to. So how would you say that comes into play with, like, because people always say that I have a plan, but they plan don't always go out as they want it to do. Like, as far as I want to be here in the X, Y, Z amount of years, or I want to be further ahead, but it doesn't ever go. It never goes like that.
It never do, and I can't really lie about it. It never does. You always set yourself a set goal.
You do.
And to be honest, it never goes the exact way that you want it, but it goes a similar way. It just depends on how much effort you put into it and
That's true.
how much time you can. It's just all depends on what you want to do with your life. I ain't gonna lie to you, I procrastinate a lot. I try to step that up and try not to do it, but it's kind of hard, coming from my little background and everything. I've been through a little bit of a lot, but I try not to use that as an excuse.
Definitely.
I try to keep pushing forward and just keep my head straight and be able to do things that I can't do.
You got to. Because that's the only way we're going to persevere. That's dope.
Yeah. I actually grew up out of a teenage childhood pretty young. I became a man probably like at 16, 17.
Oh, that is young.
Taking care of my mom, so I didn't really get out and enjoy my teenage years. I probably did like my early teenage years, but my later teenage years, I was really a man. I became up and
Had to take care of the household.
Became the footstone of the house. I had to keep things done, take care of the bills, which I still do.
I commend you for that, because that that's a lot of responsibility, especially at a young age, and then just
Still going to school.
exactly trying to figure out what you want to do, but it's like you gotta handle what you gotta handle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't take it from people that actually went left high school and went straight to school. I commend people that do that. You know,
Mhm.
that's something I tried to do, but it wasn't for me.
Right.
It's something
It's
I
not for
needed.
everybody.
Yeah.
Shoot. I'm enrolled in school right now, and I took like this semester. I took 2 semesters off before. It's just like it's.
I could like to. I do want to go back though.
Yeah.
Still try to finish up what I wanted to do. I actually want to do business, and that's actually gonna help me
that's
further
dope.
my career too.
That will. That
'Cause I
definitely
wouldn't have
will.
to worry about trying to find somebody to try to find me at real estate. I can do it myself. You know?
Exactly.
All time for management and everything.
I say that's smart. Yes, I'm definitely not gonna stop school, but right now it's just like I want to
Put yourself in a good footstep to where you
Exactly.
can lead into it.
exactly because I got 3 more classes, easy classes. So I'm just sitting the way I'm doing, but I just like let me build myself up how I want to first before I go ahead and just knock that out.
Right.
But definitely, it does take patience. How much patience do you say it requires?
It requires the most patience that you can provide. Not even 100%. I say 200%.
Yeah.
I'm somebody that's very patient, and that's what tattooing actually takes. For a real good tattoo artist, you gotta have patience. A lot of people don't have that patience or don't have that time
Yeah.
to wait around or sit there and draw or sit there and tattoo for multiple hours.
Yeah, because it take I just sat through a session for about 7 hours, just one part, and had to come back for like 3 hours for the next part. So it definitely,
And then
y'all
you also
got
gotta think about it too, because he has to draw that all out too.
that's
Either
true.
in his mind or on paper.
Yeah.
Either way it goes, you have to think about it and then actually put it on your skin. So that all takes time, even before you get there.
It does.
That's mental and physical work.
So how would you say your process is? Because I heard like golfers have this process. I don't figure out what it's called, but before they golf, they like take this time, and if it's messed up, they start over. They start the process over. Do you have a process similar to that?
I kind of do. Basically, when a client approaches me and say, "Hey, I want this," you know, I'll be like, "Okay, give me some time to draw it out." If it's something I do have time for, I try to sit there and put all my effort into it. I'm just not drawing this out. I already
Right.
take my time and like make sure it's perfected to where I like it and you like it also.
Okay.
Then once I do that, I send it to the customer and see if they like it or anything like that. Then once I do that, I put it on a stencil. Once I put it on a stencil, then we go from there once the client gets there.
Okay.
And everything is a simple process. Like I do have my ways about I do it, and it's steps. You don't want to always go about your steps because that would either mess you up or
Right.
confuse you.
Right.
You always don't want to confuse yourself with the artwork that you're doing.
You can't, because if you confuse them, the piece gonna come out exactly what your mentality is confused.
Yeah,
don't
you
want
can
that.
draw it up all you want to, but once you're tattooing, it's a whole nother ballgame.
Sheesh. Do you ever feel like pressure on yourself when you tattooing somebody?
Every time, it's always pressure because you never know what's gonna happen. Everybody has different skins. People react to different things different ways, so you never know. You never know the aspects of it until it's finished.
Oh
But
yeah.
As you go as a tattoo artist, you know what to look out for. You know what
Okay.
to do. Different signs, especially like when somebody's jumping or even if they like in pain or anything. You always want to keep your customer pleased and make sure
Yeah.
they're comfortable. You just don't want to try to finish up the tattoo. Even if you don't finish the whole tattoo, you always just want to make sure that the customer's in a good position to where like, hey, they want to come back to you.
Yeah.
It's all customer service,
It is. I remember my best friend. She got her first tattoo, and I went with her. She could not. She could not take the pain. This was years ago. I think we were like 17. She still ain't got that tattoo finished.
Right. Yeah, it also conduct memories.
It do.
You have good times as long as it's with a good tattoo artist and you have a good time with the good customer. Because it's not always about the tattoo artist, it's about the customer too. 'Cause
Yeah.
you can have the perfect tattoo artist but have the worst customer. It all depends on who you're dealing with. But
That is very true.
I feel that if you're a good tattoo artist, you can do anything.
That's dope. You gotta learn how to balance it, because you said it's customer service, so
Right.
and you working in customer service, you have that experience already.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like a double whammy for me.
So you was like, I'm a pro at this. I got this.
Yeah, it actually helps you calm down with tattooing because of the AutoZone that I work at is very fast paced. We're like one of the bigger stores, so we deal with a lot of customers, probably like 200, almost to 300 customers a day.
Dang.
So yeah, it's real
I
it
was
gets
gonna
real.
smell good to me. Do it smell good to you, or you just like got over or did you get over it?
I probably got over it. You know, I walk into work and be like, damn, I want to go home.
Oh yeah.
It be that stressful, but you know, I manage it just because of how much patience I got. And you know,
Yeah.
a lot of people like the way that I work. That's why my boss hired me again and gave me those 2 promotions. Just
Yeah,
because
that
of
work
my-
ethic.
Right. I work hard. You know, I always been that person that gets the job done and make sure things happen and
Yeah.
get things done on time.
That's dope. You have to be, especially when you just dealing with somebody, dealing with what they want. You have to be, doing it in a timely manner. It's all about the art of business. It definitely is.
Sure is.
How would you say you measure like your happiness? Is it through clientele, money, or success?
I actually like it through success. I like seeing a good piece of my artwork done on somebody, you know.
Yeah.
I'll probably sit there through my photos every day just going back through it. I'll sit there for hours just looking at the same tattoo.
Yeah.
And I just love doing what I do, you know. It's not really about the money, you know.
Right.
It's really about just trying to see me push forward and be out there. I just want to really become like somebody famous, somebody known for doing
That's
tattoos.
dope.
It's
Yeah.
not like, hey, I get money for this. Oh, you want to charge me this and that? Like, nah, it's just, you know, I want to reach out to my clientels, get more business, and
No, the quality of your work.
know the quality of my work, and just be able to be like, yeah, I did that, you know.
I
That
did
came from
that.
me.
Yeah, it makes you feel proud.
Yeah.
It do. Do
It
you
makes
ever?
It makes you feel more proud, not only seeing the customer happy,
Mhm.
but seeing yourself happy and seeing other people happy about what you do.
Yeah, like, oh, who did your tattoo? That's hard.
Right.
Yeah, that word of mouth is definitely important.
Right.
It is. What's one of your craziest tattoo stories?
I don't know what you want to say. If like a crazy moment is like, I'll say one crazy moment. There's one chick, she wanted to get a cover up on her shoulder. I kept telling her like, okay, you should do the outline and probably shading today and come back and get the color later. But she insisted she wanted to do everything in one day. It wasn't even a big tattoo. It's probably about like that big, not that big, you know. Nice little rose.
Okay.
And I swear to you, my god brother probably walked in. He was like, "Dang man, it sounds like she getting messed up, or
Yeah.
like I can't really say I want to say it, but it sounds like she's getting fucked in the booty." I was just saying like that.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like. So it was like, damn, that was kind of crazy.
That's how bad she was screaming?
That's how bad she was screaming. Just because it was
Dang.
hurting her. And I tried commending her, tried telling her like, come back next day or just let it
Heal
let
a
the
little
swell
bit,
down,
yeah.
let the swelling go down, but she really wanted to get it done that day. But I had different stories where it's like not even me about doing a tattoo, where customers came in and just different reactions and just different with different customers. It's like
Yeah.
really crazy. You know, you might deal with one happy person, the next customer might be like mad, but you're able to calm them down because you give them a tattoo or something that you like.
Oh, okay.
And one other story, there's one gentleman, his name was Country. I forgot his other name, but I think that's what he was known by. He actually, I just met him online,
Okay.
came and got a tattoo one day, somebody that he knew that passed away. And what's so crazy is, the next time he was supposed to come get tatted by me, that same day he actually passed away.
Oh my
He
goodness.
got murdered. And that
Oh,
actually,
God.
that came back to me because not only I was getting to know him, you know, I did a tattoo on him, so it's like, dang,
It was personal.
it was kind of personal. And
Yeah.
I felt that if I didn't go to work that day and he would have came over earlier, I felt that probably wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
So that actually falls back on you know, just different scenarios with different customers that can actually go back to you. I didn't even know him, like, you know, I met him that first time,
Yeah.
talked to him a couple of different times about other tattoos, and he was supposed to come back the other day, you know, I hit him up when I got off work and just never heard from him. Next day I see him online, it's like, dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, that definitely happened. I
Things
can
can
just
happen like
imagine.
that. Like one day you can be alive, next day you don't. So that's why you always got to keep that mentality of like you want to be treated the same way that somebody else want to treat you.
Ooh, I work with little kids, so I tell that all the time. They always, kids like to fight, put their hands on each other. So I always tell them, treat people how you want to be treated. I said, if you want somebody hitting you, they're like, no, you don't hit that person. So just teach them that early because it's going to go with them far in life. It's going to resonate with them.
Right. And even with my other work experience, like working at AutoZone, just like since I'm a manager, I get to talk to like other coworkers that are not
Yeah.
management. And one gentleman, he was like, yeah, man, I really love the way that you manage manage us, because not only that you come at us a foul way, you know how to manage us. Like, you know how to send people a certain direction without coming at them in a certain direction, or come at them foul. And I actually look at that like, damn, for real, like, I did that.
It makes you see the value in yourself.
Right, and then you can talk to him, and then he be talking about like a whole another manager, be like, yeah, man, they come at me rude, this, and that. And, you know, it's just the way that you come at me is very calm and peaceful. You know, I can get it done with you, but the other ones I can probably have like a cool little argument with.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm that type of person that you don't see me having an argument with.
Your employees don't be happy when they start working for you. Like, I got the best manager in the world.
Yeah. I mean, I do have to keep it strict too, but you know, I'm just.
Oh, definitely.
I do
but
have
it's
that
just how you
mentality.
handle it. It all goes about how you handle it.
Yeah, I treat people with the way that I want to be treated. So
That's gonna go. It's gone far, obviously. How would you say? Because you say, you know, something happened and we're just gone. So how important is it to value life and not just, you know, we say handling our business is important, but taking that time for yourself and really valuing what you do. How important is that?
I feel it's very important. You know, you gotta really take the time out, and even if you really gotta put like vacation days in your own job, it's better to try to put yourself ahead instead of putting somebody else ahead. Because if you don't take care of your own self, it's gonna hurt you in the long run. And I've been feeling it because ever since I left high school, I just been working, and it takes a toll on your body. Because right now it's like I get tired quicker. You know, I be feeling pain in my shoulder. It gets to you. It gets to you. You be young, but you be feeling the old people stuff. You know, like I don't even know what to say. It's like it's hard to say. You can feel it. It's like, dang, I'm getting older.
You be tired.
I'll be tired. You know, all I be wanting to do now is just sleep. But I gotta pick myself up some days and make sure I push effort. You know, try to get stuff done. Like this morning, like I just wanted to go to sleep, but I have to pick myself up and make those phone calls that I have to make, you know, try to get stuff done.
Handle business. You got to. She would definitely take a toll on your body. I did customer service pretty much all my life. So I was working with my hands. I worked at In-N-Out. I worked at Fridays. I worked, pretty much everywhere. Raising kids. I done did it all. So my hands, I'm only 23 years old. I have carpal tunnel and tendinovitis in my hand. So tendinovitis means my tendons will flare up from time to time, and it'll make it real hard to do stuff. I'm just like, this is some bull. All because I was working.
Because you constantly doing with your hands. Like something like I always get that with me doing tattoo work.
Yeah.
That's actually something I can't get. I just gotta be real careful with.
You definitely got to be careful.
And I'm sitting there just having my hands still for that one set of time for a long period of time. That can also cause carpal tunnel and all that.
That can.
So I really gotta watch out for that.
Yes, definitely. It didn't get bad because, mind you, I was fine, sober. I didn't feel it because I didn't know I was aware of it until I got into a car accident and my hands were affected. And then that's when they just started, and I'm just like, and ever since then, I've just been like, dang, I gotta take a break. I can't write how I used to, because I do poetry, so I can't write how I used to say hours just right. And now, it has become a challenge, but like you said, you just gotta push through. You really gotta just keep it going and tell yourself, all right, no, you gotta do this.
Yeah, like my mom, like that's why I look at her so much. You know, she went from a registered nurse. She had her own business and everything, like a travel nurse agency.
Oh, that's dope.
So she was like the head honcho of that, and just to see her fall from that, you know, that's very heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Because she damn near had everything. Seeing her being able to buy you stuff damn near every morning to her just laying down, not being able to provide for you or herself is like very heartbreaking. It brings you down, but you just got to keep your head up, you know. And
especially for her. Yeah,
we moved so many times, you know. And this is all during my high school years. You know, just for me to keep my head up during my high school years, you know, that's very hard. You know, a lot of young men took their time just to become gang bangers or out there on the streets, jail, or dying. You know, I sat there, you know, stayed there and just did tattooing. That's what kept me out of trouble. I'm really happy about that, you know.
Yeah. In a way, it saved you.
It really saved me, you know. Like, kept me out of a lot of trouble.
That's dope. That's honestly beautiful because, like you said, a lot of people, especially men in our community, it's so many distractions for them. There's so many non-positive outlets for them to get involved into, and that's heartbreaking in itself because, like, you guys have so much potential. and you literally took that time that you were given to sit down and tap into your potential,
Right.
to find something that you love and was passionate about. So
Right. And I had to really make that decision, like, hey, do I really want to be out here on the streets, or do I want to take care of my mom? I made
yeah,
that decision to take care of my mom. And every time I tell my story, it's like, dang, you really sat there and took the time to take care of your mom. It's like they tell me stories about, like, dang, I know somebody that never had the time to take care of their mom. Like, you know, a lot of men tell me, like, dang, I wish I could have took care of my mom like you doing, man. Keep it up. Like, I really do value the way that people look at me, you know. That's why I keep it going, and that's a lot of motivation for me, you know. I don't have self-motivation for myself as much as I should, but I do take in as much motivation as I can from other people.
Yeah, and that self-motivation is just gonna come. That all just comes into, like I said, once you take that time to just take for yourself, because those quiet days, they gonna help. Those quiet days where you just sit down and really just think about all that you've been through, and just all, shoot, even just crying it out. No, for real, taking those times to just cry and let loose is really gonna, it's gonna be like a breath of fresh air. It is.
It actually is changing for people because, like they say, a quiet person learns more. You know, I was that type of person that was always quiet.
Yeah.
So I always listened out to what people said, and the more you speak, the less you hear.
That's definitely true.
And I always listened out. Like, I'm a very good listener.
Yeah, I'm an observer. I don't say too much. It's definitely is important, because if you always talking, if you always moving, if you just always on the go, you miss out on a lot. You miss out on a lot of important stuff that we can't afford to miss out on. We can't. So that is very important.
Yeah.
How would you say your community has shaped you as an individual?
It's very hard, you know, growing up as a black young man in South Central LA. It's very hard to do things, you know. Every time I step outside them doors, you know, what I think about is like, hey, how can I make it through another day?
Yeah.
How can I stay out of trouble? How can I not try to upset somebody to where they want to try to hurt me?
Right.
So, you know, it's very hard, you know, dealing with cops, you know, you have good cops and you have bad cops.
That's
you just
true.
never know who you're going to run into. And that same thing with people too. You have good people and you have bad people.
Yeah.
And you have people that don't even know what the hell they want to do with their life, so they're trying to
Confused.
affect you. So it's just, you always got to be aware of what's going on. Like, the more quiet you are, the more you can listen out. The more you do it yourself, or the more you try to influence yourself to do something good, the more you can stay out of the way. The
And
main
people will
thing
notice
is,
that too.
it's just trying to stay out the way. You don't want to always be known for something. You know, you want to be known for one thing that you're good at, and something that's very positive of yourself. You don't want to be known for something bad, or
Yeah, no, you don't.
something that you can neglect yourself on.
I respect that. I like that. No, seriously, because what you do, it'll show, it'll overflow how you are as a person. It'll shine a light, honestly, when you're walking down the street, how you just carry yourself. Other people are going to either show you respect for it or hate you for it and show you a certain disrespect. It may be in the subtlest way, just like with an eye look or their body language, but how you carry yourself really does affect people, and then it affects the situation from then on out.
Right.
What do you say are your hopes for your community?
I want to see my community rise. You know, I just want to see. I see, like, in Inglewood, they're building these new stuff for it. I don't want to see that downfall. You know.
Yeah.
Since it is more of a black neighborhood over here, I just don't want to see the community go back down into the shapes of like the 1990s where they had all these riots and all that. I want to see everybody come together, you know, and try to build something out of themselves. You know, if we work all as a team instead of against each other, we can have so much more accomplished in life.
We can.
And we can take the world as much as we want to. You know, we can get a lot of things done.
We can. And now I would have to say, so you said they building the Hope and stuff in Inglewood. How do you feel like that's gonna affect the community?
I feel it's gonna affect the community just because they feel like they're trying to uprise everything in that neighborhood. So they want to make everything more expensive and everything like that. Actually, to be honest, I think somebody actually just came up to me and asked me about a petition about the price increase in rent.
Okay.
And to be honest, I kind of walked past him because I really didn't hear what he said. But as I thought about it, I kind of captured what he said. But to be honest, I don't know if he said that or something else. And I kind of and mad at myself because I didn't turn around and take the second chance to be like, hey, what'd you say again? You know,
Yeah.
I was kind of in a rush, so I really didn't take that chance. But you know, it's always good to look out at different petitions too,
It
because
does.
you never know what they could help you out with. A lot of them are always against this government. You always want to be against the government because they're never with you.
They're not for us.
No, they always trying to take your money or something. They always trying to despite you, try to not make you encouraging yourself. You know.
I definitely have to agree with that, and it's important to get involved with the community on, you know, as far as city councils go, as far as school board meetings go, because once you know what's actually going on within your city, you'll have more control over what's being done in your city. You can speak, you can actually talk to the representatives of your city and say, hey, no, we don't want that, and provide them examples as to why that's not going to be beneficial or why you think against it, and come up with solutions to make your city better for your people.
Right.
If you're not involved, they can just have the power to do whatever they want to do, and then you're going to sit back and be like, oh, well, what happened?
You
wasn't
didn't come to that community meeting.
Right. No, seriously.
Just because you didn't come to that community meeting, they can treat your kids anyway in school.
They can. They definitely can.
All that stuff takes place, you know. You just don't know because you don't go. And I actually don't go either because I'm too busy, but
Yeah.
I wish I could go, you know. I wish I could do so much with my life.
See if they have some, I don't know about other cities, but I know the city of Compton, they stream on the Compton website, on the city of Compton's website, they stream the city meetings. So see if they do that for LA, because I do know they host meetings, but I'm not sure if they stream them. So check that out, and that also just gets you vibe. You can email, they'll have the listing of representatives, they'll have their email, their contact number, their liaison number. Just reach out, leave a message, say you live in the city, just explain, you know, why you're reaching out and what you want to see from the city. So it's a lot of opportunities and avenues that we can use to be a voice for our people. It definitely is. Like you're doing this, you're letting people know what you do.
Yeah, got to, you know. If you don't, you're not gonna be heard, you know. You gotta be heard. Everybody gotta be heard.
Everybody gotta be heard. I agree. Do you want to leave with the people with something? You have anything upcoming or anything you want them to know about? There you go.
Nah, just, you know, if you need a tattoo, follow me. Tatted_ by KG 96. Just follow me on there with Instagram. It's kind of the same with Snapchat, but I really don't be on there. Mainly with Instagram. So just hit me up, you know. And you can always find me at Send the Level too. Shout out to Send the Level. Creations by Cook, you know, my cousin. She's doing her thing. She's also an inspiration to me too.
Yeah. She definitely is. Go check out her interview too. Well, thank you for this, man. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to come and talk with me.
You know, it's always good to try to reach out to people, you know.
Yeah.
I'm happy I did this.
Well, thank you.